So may I now request Tata Kesavasamy to address the gathering, please.
Good morning to everybody. I will quickly share my experience of training several thousand engineering graduates over the last 2 decades in TCS, and I have been personally connected with many of the professors. I have visited a lot of the institutes in Tamil Nadu also. I accept our education system, and a lot of thinking has gone in defining the curriculum. A lot of expertise has gone in. So accepting the wisdom of academia and respecting the curriculum. In fact, Indian curriculum is definitely respected world over also. We saw a lot of positives from Murugan sir's presentation. I also have to say that if you see many of the American University MS program today, American University higher education is fully supported by India and China today. The percentage of MS students from this country, not all those students are from IITs or NITs. Many of those students are from second level engineering institutes across the nation, not in a particular state. So that really shows Indian undergraduates or Indian graduates, in our language Indian graduate engineers, are respected by the world, by the very best university in the world, do respect our graduates. So we can be proud of ourselves. Please clap for yourselves. And if you see many of the Indian companies, starting with TCS, where I represent from, and subsequently after seeing the success of TCS, many other companies came into that space. That is, service industry, IT service was a new concept in 1968, and many other successful players came in like Infosys, CTS, Wipro, and IBM also got into a service industry in India. They have a huge establishment in India, and Accenture, and all these successful companies, well-growing companies in the world, majority of these companies employ majority of the students of these engineering institutions only. Again, Indian industries also respect our Indian engineering graduates. Again, we will clap for ourselves here. So people, what IBM needs, they recruit. What TCS needs, we recruit. What Infosys needs, they recruit. So whatever they have needed, these institutes are able to get, able to give. And what is not required by them, if that is that results in not getting selected, does not mean there is too much alarming on that. That is what I personally feel. What I want to say, I need 10 people, I have taken 10 people. Should I say the remaining 90 are unemployable? I really don't know. So what is employable, what is unemployable can also be a seriously debatable issue. Companies do get what they want. That's what I personally feel. Of course, the skill gap that comes into the picture when what is the kind of training after recruiting these companies have to organize for graduates. Possibly that will be a measure of, if I have to train for 3 months, if I have to train for 4 months, or if I have to train for 10 days, that will be a measure of skill shortage. I think to that extent only I will be really alarmed. Based on that experience, I will quickly summarize. I have 20 minutes. I will quickly summarize what we generally see as challenge. Respecting, again I am telling, we are respecting the academia, right, and the education system. Respecting that within the existing system, I will share with you what we see as generally a problem. Many of those problems are summarized by others also in the morning presentation also. But I will be more concentrating quickly on solution aspect of that. How to solve that within the existing system. Some of us are from deemed universities, some of us are from universities, and many of us are from affiliated engineering colleges with varying degrees of freedom. In that situation, within the given system, how best we can do. That's what quickly I am going to summarize. The application of what is learned in a classroom is really a challenge. Again, I am not going to list out the problems alone. For my convenience, I am re-summarizing some of the issues that was discussed from the morning. but I will quickly move on to the solution portion. Application of what is learned in a classroom in a given problem situation, right? It's really a challenge. See, for example, a person of my generation, when I see a windmill in Tirunelveli district, oh, immediately what will strike us, people like us, oh, Faraday's law. That is what will strike us. That is what application. So whether it is a thermistor, anything taught in a classroom, immediately there is an application for that. That application mindset we have to create. Essentially, that does not call for any change in curriculum at all. It calls for redefining certain things, the delivery of the courses, and possibly examination mode. These two can be definitely effectively handled to handle this problem. Anything taught in class, where it is applied, Laplacian transform, where it is applied, Fourier transform, where it is applied, right? Thermistor, a Ohm's law, a Faraday's law, anything where it is applied, if that mindset is created constantly during the delivery of the course or during the examination also should be application testing examination, then definitely the application mindset. See, the kids, when they buy a new washing machine at home, we have bought a washing machine which is 48,000 rupees, and the engineering student, right, and he does not get into why earlier washing machine was this horizontal rotation, now why it is vertical rotation, and is it vertical, mechanical engineering, computer science, everything is integrated into washing machine. A vertical rotation, whether it is better for washing, Dobie is washing like this, right? Yeah, possibly a vertical rotation is better than the horizontal rotation, most likely. This kind of thinking you should get in when this can be created by delivering of the course, whatever. No subject has no application, every subject has an application. I am a diabetic patient, I have cholesterol, I have BP, I have to take lot of tablets, morning to evening I am taking lot of tablets. For the last 15 years I am taking tablet for BP. Not a single day I have failed to take the tablet, not a single day. What I have done? I have applied simply what I have learned in my professional career. Early morning when I am taking the tablet, BP tablet, I will not have watch on my hand, Titan watch on, I am a Tata employee, Titan watch. And when I am having the tablet, I will not have the watch on my hand. As soon as I take the tablet, then I will not attend the phone call, then I will not attend any doorbell, nothing I will do. As soon as I take my tablet, I put the watch on. On any day after reaching office, if I see watch is not there, that means that day I have not taken the tablet. Same strip of tablet I have at office also. Not a single day I have forgotten. What I have done, I have not done anything great. A very, very boring subject, what traditionally known as a boring subject. I don't consider any subject is boring in this world. Every subject has an application. What I say, even a subject like this application aspect should be brought in. That's what I am saying during the delivery of the course. See what IBM defined, IBM again I will quote, what IBM defined in 1970, what is process? Definable, repeatable, measurable, verifiable. Such a dry bullets I have applied in my tablet taking. That's what application, right? So this application mindset can be created, that does not call for any course changes, any curriculum changes. And everybody talked about communication, that is really a challenge, particularly in service industry, when I have to understand what client tells me as a problem, however outstanding I am in problem solving, however outstanding I am in application, if I cannot understand a requirement, I have a serious problem. But again, within our existing curriculum, I don't want to introduce a new course. Immediately there is a problem, a remedy, introduce a course. No, we will not say that. Within the existing course, how it can be done, I am going to talk about that in the solution page. And working in teams, essentially our system always rewards gold medalists, silver medalists, bronze medalists and no medalists. And there is no way teamwork is formally recognized and appreciated. That is why this country is most individualistic, right? Unlike South American nation. Ronaldo of Brazil could say, why Mr. Ronaldo, nowadays you are not able to score at all? Again, essentially digging his grave. For that Ronaldo answered, I think none of the Indian will answer like that. Ronaldo answered, oh, when I am nearer the goal post, if I realize my team member has higher probability of scoring the goal, I will not hesitate to pass the ball to him. This is for teamwork. This is what it is not how many scores, how many goals Ronaldo scored. It is how many matches Brazil won and how many cups Brazil brought home. That is why a small country like Uruguay is such a power in football today. Right? This kind of teamwork, the couple of avenues are there within the academic program where we can encourage them. Again, there is a course on teamwork I will not be recommending. But again, this can be done during the delivery of the courses, we will talk about that. Peer learning, learning from each other, that is also generally weak. Again, because of the first gold medal, silver medal, 2 kids which are fighting for the university first rank, last semester, lost but 1 paper, they are close friends. This girl asked her, hey, this problem I am not able to solve, yeah, quite tensed. I will come back, she will never come back till examination is over. Then after examination is over, friendship is important now. Yeah, you were asking something, Yeah, you should have reminded me. How many times the poor girl was reminding you, right? Because first rank, 0.03% difference is there, that has to be maintained, if possible enhanced. If in that scenario, the peer learning culture is not built up, right? How to create that? Questioning desirability, absolutely killed. Killed by whom? Actually, I pity the college teachers in this country. I really pity the college teachers in this country. How it is killed? Starting from parents. When the child is small, child 3-year, 4-year-old, the child is, everybody is after the child. Child will ask lot of interesting questions. Once the child becomes 7, 8, hey, why constantly you are asking something? Go and take book and say, do the assignment. That assignment have you finished? Okay, everything is over, ma. Then watch TV for some time. Don't bother me. Starting from home and school teacher says, don't you know how ICSE has so much syllabus? If you go on asking question, when will I finish my syllabus? So the questioning ability, questioning desire, every one of the kid comes with this, but gets killed over a period of time. And these kids come to the college. How to recreate that? Again, we will talk about that. We should give an avenue to encourage kids to ask questions, because people who ask the right question will be able to understand the problem rightly from the client. Otherwise, mostly what happens, client tells something, it is not that understood and not courageous enough to ask questions. That leads to a lot of complications later. Ultimately, you solve somebody's problem, not client's problem. Yeah. Reading habits. Damaged, totally damaged. Again, we have to recreate within that. Again, for none of this, I will suggest a course. For none of this, there is no remedy, there is no bullet, there is no tablet to take. Everything can be handled within the existing great system of this country. That's what I am going to say. Reading habit, what happens? The child, even my daughter who reads a lot, the child, of course, I did not do that. Normally, what happens? The child comes to 9th standard, all extra reading is discouraged by parents. Prepare for this entrance examination, that entrance examination, for safety, 1 or 2 private universities entrance examination, right? For safety, SAT. If none of these great institutes you get in this country, you go to America. So the kids, 9th standard kids, start preparing for SAT examination of America also, right? So when you have so much entrance examination pressure, ultimately, a meaningful, well-integrated, holistic reading habit is lost for all. Even for a very, very bright kid, that is lost. Forget average kids. Even for very bright kids, it's lost. How to recreate that? Professional behavior. Even cultural behavior is not there. Then only you talk about professional behavior. When I say a door, sir, a door, right? This door, you push in, that kind of door. You are only coming to the door first. You are pushing in, you have to get in. One kid will come. When you are pushing, she will go past this. She will not wait for you. She will not wait for you, right? And you will feel little embarrassed. Do like this and fall, yeah. So how to recreate that? How to recreate it? Holistic thinking. See, unfortunately, the knowledge space is one. For operational convenience, that is compartmentalized. into mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, electrical engineering, physics, mathematics, science, psychology, English, like that, so that curriculum can be defined, delivered, examination can be conducted, evaluated, degrees can be awarded, companies like TCS can take. But in real world, the problem does not come to you as I am a problem in mechanical engineering, I am a problem in chemical engineering. I am coming as a problem that calls for integrated knowledge of many different subjects. The very way compartmentalization has taken place, except for some of the universities where you have freedom of cross-functional electives like IIT Madras, a computer science student can do economics. Right? In fact, I came across a very interesting article. In South India, generally we see history is such a boring subject. For people who cannot get anything else, they will do history. Computational history, outstanding, a new subject. It calls about a lot of artificial intelligence, calls about a lot of data mining, programming, mathematics, and for example, some of the events which happened before emergency, analyze that kind of events, and how emergency was received in India during in South India, how it was received in North India, West India, East, and recalling of an emergency after 10 years, how the frequency of that recalling, paper recalling, frequency, all those you see rich data mining. Then based on such an integrated complex analysis, one can predict when will be likely a condition you have where emergency can be declared. So it's not a mere historical subject, it calls for history knowledge, and it calls for such a, so ultimately a history professor, he does, mathematics alone is not enough here. A good historical knowledge is, good history also is required for that. Computer science is also required that. This kind of holistic thinking, how we can achieve within the academic curriculum. Again, I am not suggesting anything outside. Okay, now I take this water. Okay. Sorry, thank you. See, what I will suggest, within every course, from the first semester to last semester, in every course, I was telling, even a boring course like definable, repeatable, measurable, verifiable, has a rich application. So whatever is taught in the class, we have to always talk about where it is applied, That does not take much time. It calls for some little effort, and also in assignments or in project work, everywhere this application focus should be redefined. So what is taught in the class, that is applied in the project work. These are all avenues where application is re-emphasized, and definitely examination should be at least 40% of the evaluation should be based on solving a problem, applying what is learned in the classroom. That calls for a lot of efforts on the part of teachers. And soft skill, generally I will list out all those things. All these things should be delivered through the core courses and also project works. I tell you. Again, now I am going to reduce the load of teachers. There should be adult, they are 18 plus now, they are adult, they should be responsible for their learning. These are all typical problems what we have seen as a soft skill problem. And the students have been damaged before they come to you. Learning, the reading skill is damaged by the parents, questioning skill is damaged by so many people, and the two important avenues, two important weapons of learning, questioning and reading, they don't have. Now we have to recreate that. So how we can recreate? In every course from first semester to last semester, every course there should be reading assignments. Reading assignments, maybe I am a computer science person, so I will refer IEEE Spectrum or ACM Communication, that kind of journal in the respective engineering branches. Very simple journals or magazines, technical magazines, where some of the articles the kids will have to go through, that is assignment. That will be a supplement learning to the subject being taught, and there should be, he should package that as a 10 minutes presentation, and on a Saturday they should present, about 6 students will present, a class of 60 students, in 12 Saturdays the presentation will happen, and all the students will cover different topics, so that 60 different topics are covered, a supplement learning, And there is a forced reading. We are recreating the reading habit. We are recreating a habit of going through some literature, research literature, and maybe that will create a 5%, 10% of the kids are interested in higher education. Maybe that will give a good input for our MS programs also, for our PhDs programs also. Ultimately, we need good teachers for future also. Beyond you also, we need good teachers. Not everybody goes to some IT company or core engineering company. Some of them will have to stay back as academia. Good people, not people who cannot be employed, will go there. I want a very good, outstanding people. Take up that also as a career. That is good. That is important for this nation. Possibly at 18, 19, 20 years, when we recreate that reading habit, will result in a better input for that program also. And since there is a forced presentations on every Saturday, imagine for every subject there is a presentation by every student, at least one presentation. If there are 20 different subjects, minimum 20 presentation during this 4-year time this kid will do, every kid will do. So it is peer learning, learning from each other is also happening. During that session there should be a lot of questions, and the question should have some evaluation, some weightage, a reward should be given, all those. But what I say here, a teacher is effectively supplemented with personal learning by the students and sharing between them. So definitely here the teacher's job is very simple. Identify different papers and ask the student to go through that. That's all, right? Definitely I believe this will address many of the soft skill problems what we traditionally see. And when you talk about project work, when the teams are made, again we have to sensitize the cultural sensitivities. When the teams are framed, it should not be random. Normally friends will join together. I want some weaker students and brighter students are mixed like that. There also teachers should take the responsibility in defining the team. We should ultimately in project, I cannot choose whom I will work with. Randomly somebody will be working with me. So if there are linguistic opportunities, maybe some Telugus, Tamilians, some Saurashtras, that kind of combination we should make, or some Muslims, some Hindus, Christians, right, like that. Or similarly different caste groups also. Essentially, ultimately every community, every group comes with certain strength. And every community and every group needs certain learning. Not that everybody, any one of us is absolutely outstanding learner. Every one of us needs something to be learned. So this kind of cross-cultural combination will enable people to understand others' sensitivities, others' needs. Minimum you have to understand, respect comes later. So there is an opportunity for us to achieve that in the project work, and that will ultimately prepare them for a global career. Tomorrow I have to work with the Chinese, I have to work with the Brazil. My daughter had worked with the Iraqi, my daughter she has worked with Israeli, right? And she was the only Hindu in that team. She was the only vegetarian, and the country is Siberia, imagine. Right. And earlier years, I used to see IEEE was a very, very strong movement. Now I am seeing that is little down in many places. Possibly we have to create. I am not using my phone. Oh, it asked me to stop. That's it? That you should have warned me, sir. No, I will not ignore like that. Sorry, I will stop now. Huh? You should have warned me, sir. No, that looks I am an arrogant person, I am ignoring that. Sorry. Membership in professional society, I think we have to necessarily encourage. For example, in TCS, we are giving $70 to every employee of the organization to become a member of a chosen professional society. Because professional society definitely gives, if you take any article in ACM communication, any article in IEEE spectrum, you will see any problem discussed, there is some mechanical engineering, there is some computer science, there is some mathematics, so there is some psychology, there is some English communication also. Any one of the problems, because of English communication, challenge and disaster had happened. Right? So if you see any given problem, it has branches of all subjects. It has branches of all subjects. So possibly an opportunity for us to get that holistic knowledge in the compartmentalized education, to get that holistic knowledge. See, for example, a robo for a back spine cord injured patient. That was an interesting article. That calls for a mechanical engineering knowledge, that because of movement, mechanical engineering, computer science, artificial intelligence, so many things are required in that article. That will not be there in any of our individual courses in the academic world. None of the course will give that kind of knowledge, but what this professional society journals are going to give. And also professional society enables them to organize a lot of academic events, conferences, and that will create an opportunity for them to interact with external stakeholders like Kesavasamy for sponsorship and inviting me as a speaker. They have to connect with so many important people across the globe, and working together, a huge team will work. See, none of these opportunities are there in any of the regular academic courses. The professional society membership definitely gives something which none of us will be able to give. That's what I will personally suggest. Please, we have to encourage professional membership in academic society to address some of the soft skill issue and some of this holistic issue also. In the case of compartmentalized knowledge, some of the holistic issues definitely can be addressed with so for want of time, I am not elaborating that now. Finally, so far if you see, for all those problems, I have not suggested any new course. For all those problems, I have not suggested any new course, because see, a mechanical engineering department will have to deliver the knowledge of mechanical engineering. They cannot stop all those things and prepare the students for IT career. That is not their job. They have to give a knowledge of permanent value, fundamental knowledge of permanent value. That is what academic institutes are aimed for, expected of. But the skill set, what is industry says is a shortage for me, that can be handled through delivery of some of these courses. That's all. That way one can handle. In case some of the academic institutes, they have freedom, I am not going to talk much on that, just I am going to give you that reference alone. If some of you are interested, please refer to Forrester work, MIT Forrester work, outstanding work on systems thinking. That work will give an opportunity for the student to learn new tools. It's a new paper, new tools which will enable them to see problems from different stakeholders of point of view, and that will enable them to understand there are always needs are different, and sometimes needs are in conflict, and there are always solutions will have to be found within certain constraints. And sometimes these constraints are not constant. Some constraints are functions of space, some constraints are functions of time. How to see a problem in a holistic sense. Otherwise, Kaveri problem will never be solved. Otherwise, Krishna problem will be never solved. Mullai Periyar problem will never be solved. So what I say, every stakeholder has their needs, and needs are in conflict in nature. And how to solve the problem in a situation like this in a holistic way. That kind of study, that kind of knowledge, if you want to share with me, if I am wrong, please correct me. I don't think any of the existing course handles that. In software engineering alone, in requirement engineering, there is entity relation diagram, entity relationship diagram, data flow diagram. In the case of entity relationship diagram, you really talk about different stakeholders and the relationship between them. To my knowledge, that is the only paper, that is the only model where something about different stakeholders is talked about. Otherwise, this is a very comprehensive work of Forrester, and this reference is good enough for us to define a 3 credit or 4 credit courses, which can be a course for all engineering graduates. This is the only course I will suggest for those institutes where there is academic freedom. Thank you